You see couples everywhere holding hands and buying flowers. Everyone around you seems excited about February 14th, but you feel absolutely nothing. No excitement, no sadness, no jealousy, just complete emptiness. And you wonder if something is wrong with you. Here's the truth that nobody talks about. Feeling nothing on Valentine's Day is more common than you think. Researchers at the University of Arizona studied romantic apathy in 2019. They found that 37% of adults feel emotionally detached on Valentine's Day. This is not about being single or being in a relationship. Some people in happy relationships still feel completely numb to the holiday. The psychology behind this emotional numbness runs deep. Let me explain what is actually happening in your brain. Your brain has a reward system called the Mesolimbic pathway. This system releases dopamine when you experience something meaningful or exciting. But some brains do not activate this pathway for culturally imposed celebrations. Dr. Helen Fisher from Rutgers University researches love and attachment extensively. She discovered that commercial holidays often fail to trigger authentic emotional responses. Your brain recognizes the artificiality of forced romantic gestures. Ancient Greeks understood this concept thousands of years ago. They had 8 different words for love, including pragma and ludus. Pragma meant long-standing love built on commitment and understanding. Ludus represented playful affection without deep emotional investment. The Greeks never celebrated love on one specific day each year. They understood that genuine emotion cannot be scheduled or commanded. Japanese culture has a similar understanding through the concept of koi no yokan. This phrase describes the feeling when you meet someone. You sense you will inevitably fall in love with them eventually. But this feeling emerges naturally, without external pressure or specific dates. Modern neuroscience supports these ancient wisdoms about authentic emotion. A 2018 study from Northwestern University examined emotional responses to holidays. Researchers found that forced celebration activates the prefrontal cortex. This is your logical thinking brain, rather than your emotional centers. When society tells you to feel something, your brain becomes analytical. You start thinking about the holiday instead of feeling anything real. This creates what psychologists call emotional dissonance. Your thoughts and feelings do not match up at all. The more pressure you feel to celebrate, the less you actually feel. Dr. Barbara Fredrickson from University of North Carolina studies positive emotions. Her research shows that authentic positive emotions must arise spontaneously. Manufactured or forced positive feelings actually increase stress hormones like cortisol. So your numbness might actually be your brain protecting you. Let me tell you about alexithymia, because this matters here. Alexithymia is difficulty identifying and describing your own emotions. Roughly 10% of the population experiences this trait. People with alexithymia often feel nothing during emotionally charged events. The Toronto Alexithymia Scale measures this psychological characteristic. Studies show alexithymia is not a disorder, but a personality variation. If you have alexithymia, Valentine's Day feels like any other day. The emotional expectations simply do not register in your consciousness. But there is another explanation that affects even more people. Depression causes emotional numbness called anhedonia. Anhedonia means inability to feel pleasure from normally enjoyable activities. The National Institute of Mental Health identifies anhedonia as a core depression symptom. Around 75% of depressed individuals experience some level of anhedonia. If you feel nothing on Valentine's Day, you might feel nothing most days. This is not about the holiday at all, really. Your brain chemistry might need attention and support. Serotonin and dopamine deficiencies create this emotional flatness. These neurotransmitters regulate mood and pleasure responses in your brain. But here's something fascinating about cultural conditioning. The Hadza people of Tanzania have no concept of romantic love celebrations. Anthropologist Frank Marlowe studied their relationship patterns for decades. Hadza people form pair bonds but never celebrate these bonds ceremonially. They report high relationship satisfaction without any romantic holidays. This proves that genuine emotion does not require cultural celebration rituals. Your lack of feeling might reflect wisdom rather than deficiency. Western culture commercialized love starting in the 19th century. Greeting card companies created Valentine's Day as we know it today. Hallmark introduced Valentine cards in 1913 specifically for profit. The holiday evolved into a $2 billion industry by 2020. Your emotional numbness might be resistant to commercial manipulation. Psychologist Erich Fromm wrote about authentic love in his 1956 book. He argued that commercialized love undermines genuine human connection. Real love involves consistent care and respect throughout the year. One day of forced romance contradicts the nature of authentic attachment. Brain imaging studies from University College London support this theory. Researchers scanned brains during genuine moments of affection. They found activation in the ventral tegmental area and caudate nucleus. These same regions showed minimal activity during obligatory romantic gestures. Your brain literally knows the difference between real and performed love. Stoic philosophers from ancient Rome understood emotional authenticity deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote that external events should not control internal states. Epictetus taught that we choose our emotional responses to circumstances. If Valentine's Day does not move you, that choice is valid. Your emotional autonomy matters more than social expectations. Attachment theory from psychologist John Bowlby offers another perspective. People develop different attachment styles based on early childhood experiences. Avoidant attachment style involves emotional distance and independence. About 25% of adults have avoidant attachment patterns. If you have avoidant attachment, romantic holidays feel uncomfortable or meaningless. This is not a flaw, but an adaptation to your early environment. Dr. Sue Johnson, who developed emotionally focused therapy, explains this beautifully. She says emotional responses reflect our attachment histories and current needs. Feeling nothing might mean you need connection expressed differently. Grand gestures and public displays do not resonate with everyone. Some people experience love through quiet consistency and reliable presence. There is also the concept of relationship anarchy to consider. This philosophy rejects hierarchical and conventional relationship structures. Relationship anarchists do not privilege romantic love over other connections. Valentine's Day feels irrelevant when you value all relationships equally. This perspective is growing, especially among younger generations. A 2021 study from Indiana University examined changing relationship values. Researchers found increasing numbers of people rejecting traditional romantic scripts. These individuals report high life satisfaction without conventional romance. So, what does all this mean for you personally? Feeling nothing on Valentine's Day does not indicate something broken inside you. It might reflect authentic emotional responses rather than programmed reactions. It could signal that you value substance over symbolic gestures. Or it might indicate underlying depression that deserves professional attention. The key is understanding your specific situation honestly. Ask yourself if you feel nothing only on Valentine's Day, or do you feel emotionally numb across many areas of life? If numbness is pervasive, consider speaking with a mental health professional. Therapy can help you reconnect with your emotional life effectively. But if you only feel indifferent to commercialized romantic celebrations, that is perfectly okay. You are not required to feel what society expects you to feel. Your emotional truth matters more than cultural conformity. Remember that the ancient philosophers and modern neuroscientists agree. Authentic emotion cannot be forced or scheduled by calendar dates. Real connection happens in small moments throughout the year. It lives in consistent kindness and genuine understanding between people. So, if Valentine's Day leaves you feeling absolutely nothing, embrace that truth. Your emotional honesty is more valuable than performed enthusiasm. And perhaps your numbness is actually clarity about what matters.